Hey, everyone, I'm a man. I can't have an abortion. But there has to be someone that talks and speaks of the rights of the unborn child. And to do that, one must consider my situation. And we've talked about this. It's very personal. We couldn't have children because of a very, very bad car accident. But when you talk about women's reproductive rights, and they certainly have them, and we certainly must agree with the fact, whether you're a conservative or a progressive or a liberal or whatever you are, that women have reproductive rights, and they should have the right, or have the ability, should I say, to go in and make certain that they understand what reproduction is, what consummation is. But the question here today is, as the good carrier stated, we already have this stuff. It's already there, but suddenly we want to expand it to make it all free. Well, when something's free, you don't have any responsibility for it. What's your responsibility at that point of consummation? What is your responsibility? Did you think about it prior to? Talked about birth control. It went from $20 to $50, very expensive. Perhaps this bill would make it easier, make it less expensive. But this bill basically can stand on its own, as the good carrier from Ben talked about, if we'd eliminate one discussion: abortion. This room is a room of contradictions. We've stood here many times and talked about gun control. We absolutely, positively need to have gun control because too many people die from gun control. Well, here's the number, folks. From 2010 to 2014 in this state, 2,280 people died from weapons, killed by guns. That's 456 a year. But in 2004 in this state, 11,443 babies were killed in this state. 2015, 8,610 abortions. 18 times the number of gun deaths in this state were killed by abortion. So who stands up for that little guy or that little girl that has been conceived and is now taken away? We aren't. We're making it easier. You want it? It's free. Send the bill back. Take out that portion, and we can agree that women's reproductive rights are necessary. Their medical care is necessary. But is their ability for a free abortion necessary? Is it necessary that those people in this state that don't agree with it must pay for it? I don't think so. I don't think so. I certainly don't want women to suffer any long-lasting problems from reproductive health. None of us do. But the amazing thing about this building, once again, contradictions. There's two young people that are on trial because their child died because of what they believed in their religion. We are willing to prosecute them for the death of that 2-year-old, but we will not prosecute a woman for having an abortion. And I'm not saying we should, but we are a building of contradictions. And it seems like we just can't make up our mind in what's the most appropriate way to go. We have a good book in this building that we use quite often. We do invocations all the time, and we do it in several different religions, and we all understand what that means. We're all human beings. How do you make that decision? How do you make a decision to say that I don't agree with that, but I still have to pay for it? Now, once again, we did a procedural thing and said, no, we don't want to move this back and fix it. I look back at Senator Knopp and Senator Taylor, the negotiations they did together to get some really, really good bills out. We passed one today. That's something we could have done with this bill. Because bipartisan legislation always works. Partisan legislation always has troubles. I can see this coming back in the election cycle. Oh, he didn't agree with that. He didn't vote for that. It's not that I don't want women to have all the health care they can have. But the fact is, I don't think that we as a state should be paying for abortions, because many of our citizens don't agree with it. Just because this room is 1713, that doesn't mean the people out there agree with what we're doing. How many times have you gone to a town hall and had your nose ripped off by what you thought were friendly constituents because of a vote you took? But I digress a little bit. But the fact of the matter is, life is sacred. The good speaker from Klamath Falls talked about, could this be the next Albert Einstein? We don't know. But we do know in 2015, 8,610 children could never find their path.
Senator Thompson yielded his time. Senator Knopp.
Thank you, Mr. President. Question of the carrier.
Would the carrier yield?